بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أشهد أن نبينا محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا. Welcome, my brothers in Islam, to lesson 222 of Arabiyyah to Bayna Yadayk, book 1, part 1 of the new version. وقفنا أيها الإخوة عند صفحة 227. We stopped at page 227 عند المفردات المساندة عند موضوع الطعام. إذن, my brothers in Islam, we are at page 227 at the supportive vocabulary. وهناك كلمات يحسن بنا أن نحفظها. There are words here that it's good for us to memorize, inshallah. There might come a day that you might need them. إذن, اقرأوا خلفي, read after me for those who have problems with pronunciation. زيت, حلوى, زبدة, تونة, فطيرة, مربى, كعك, فول, عدس, جبن, عسل. إذن أيها الإخوة, الكلمة الأولى هي زيت. زيت كلمة مذكرة. زيتون, what is oil, is a masculine word, كما, as, يظهر, as appears, من نعته, as appears from its adjective. So sometimes you have a word that has an adjective after it, and the word itself you're not sure about, okay? But by knowing the gender of the adjective, you know the gender of the word before the adjective, the word described, what is called منعوت. As I've mentioned, for example, the word حرب, what is war, okay? So if I say the First World War, الحرب العالمية الأولى, so الحرب is one of those words that are feminine, although you will not find any feminine signs like a tamarbuta on the word. So look to the adjective. There are even two adjectives, العالمية, الأولى, okay? The masculine version is العالمي and الأول. So الأولى is the feminine form of الأول. So like here, my brothers in Islam, then give you an example. For example, an adjective for the word zaytun, oil, is zaytun nabatiyun. Okay, zaytun nabatiyun, what is vegetable oil. So if the word zaytun was feminine, it will be zaytun nabatiyatun. But it isn't. So it's a masculine word. Now, أيضا كلمة نباتي, we go into that a little bit. نباتي, it's vegetable on itself, نباتي. وهي مأخوذة, and it's taken من كلمة, from the word نبات. Okay, and نبات as well as nabatatun, both are plants. ومفردهما, the single form of these both plurals is nabtatun, what is one plant. تقول, you say نقطتان colon ابني قطف نبتة من البستان. ابني, my son, plucked a plant from the bustan, the garden. This is a new verb, inshallah. I want just to share with you. إذن قطف يقطف and يقطف. So there are two فعل مضارع. يعني هناك فعل مضارع يقطف and يقطف. And when you have two مضارعs, you standard have also two amr, and that is اقطف or اقطف. قطفا is the masdar. فهو قاطف والمفعول مقطوف is to pick or to pluck. So this is usually used a lot with plants and fruits that are on the trees. So if you pick the food, you pick the apple from the tree, you pluck it out, then you use this verb. قطف يقطف or يقطف اقطف or اقطف قطفا is plucking. فهو قاطف is the one who does it, and مقطوف is the plant itself or the fruit itself. والزيت زيتان, and the oil are two oils. يعني there are two types of oil. هذا عموما in general. And you might have some very rare oils, exceptions, but I'm talking about generally. هناك زيتان أو الزيت زيتان. The oil is two types of oil. Or you can say الزيت نوعان, are two types. زيت نباتي, what is vegetable oil. زيت نباتي. You have different types of vegetable oil, like sunflower and maybe palm oil and different types. إذن زيت نباتي وزيت حيواني. زيت حيواني. What is animal oil? I've spelled the word oil in English wrong. It's OIL. So حيوان is an animal. الكلب حيوان. The dog is an animal. والجمع حيوانات بالألف والتاء المفتوحة, animals. وأفضل زيت, and the best oil. أفضل is a noun. It's called اسم تفضيل. It's a special type of noun, and it's always مضاف. Okay, and it's مضاف. يعني أفضل طالب, the best student. You can also say أحسن طالب, what means the same. إذن أفضل زيت, the best oil. What's the best oil, my brothers in Islam? Think about it. على الإطلاق. I emphasized it by mentioning the word على الإطلاق. What means? Without a doubt, without the exception. عفوا, بدون شك is without a doubt, or بلا شك. Sorry, so it's على الإطلاق is without exception. Okay, this is a very good what you call a phrase. هذه عبارة جيدة للحفظ. It's a good phrase to memorize. Which phrase is it? على الإطلاق. خالد أفضل طالب في الفصل على الإطلاق. Khalid is the best student in the classroom without exception. It's very strong. It's a very good phrase for emphasis. For emphasis. إذن أي زيت, which oil? Without exception, it's زيت الزيتون, olive oil. That comes from من شجرة مباركة, from a blessed tree, as in Surah An-Nur. Allahu Akbar. And Allah took an oath, والتين والزيتون. So as I've mentioned, نعم زيت الزيتون أفضل زيت is the best oil. للأكل وللدهن to eat and to rub on the skin. وكلمة and the word زيت تدل على القليل والكثير. The word زيت indicates a little and a lot. Okay, it's not like تفاحة, one apple, and the plural is تفاح, apples. No. Or دجاجة, one chicken, and دجاجات, chickens. No, this is it indicates a little and a lot. Okay, the word زيتون. فالقطرة تسمى زيتون. So means so the drop, any one drop of oil, تسمى is called or named زيتون, even if it's just one drop or droplet. واللتر, and this is a new word, litrun, or with the L of definition, اللتر, and the liter, and it's pronounced litratun, liters, it's 1000 ml. So, and a liter is also called زيتون. So just can imagine one drop of olive oil is called زيتون, and also a whole liter. Okay. لذلك, and because of that, فالزيت, so the word زيت اسم جنس إفرادي is called by the scholars of the Arabic language, it falls under اسم جنس إفرادي. Okay, a singular ism jins. Okay, noun of gender. It's a singular noun of gender. I think this is approximately, or the literally meaning approximately of this word. Okay, and to make you understand this more, I have here a fa'idatun, a benefit, inshallah, and that is that ismul jinsil ifradiyu yakunu ghaliban is mostly في السوائل, in liquids. Okay. والمفرد سائل is a liquid / questioner. والمعادن, and also we find the ism جنس إفرادي, not only liquids. So for example, قهوة is coffee. It can be a drop, it can be a whole bucket of coffee. Okay. شاي كذلك, حليب كذلك. So this is what I mean, that the ismu jinsin ifradiyun, where you use one word for a lot and for very little, okay, they're both equal in the same noun. This is mostly used غالبا, what is mostly in liquids. وأيضا في المعادن, and also in metals, minerals, metals. المفرد the mufrad of معادن, because it's ممنوع من الصرف, is معدن. Okay, so مثلا ماء اسم جنس إفرادي. You can only use the plural for مياه if there are different types of water, like rainwater, well water, spring water. If you have them, like for example on a table, you say مياه. And also the scholars of al-fiqh use it in their books of al-fiqh where they have different types of water to make wudu with. Okay, what is the ruling of making wudu with this and that kind of water? Meaning ma'un najisun, filthy water, ma'un tahurun, what is pure and clean water, etc. Also shayun is ismu jinsin ifradiyun, because it indicates a lot and a very little. Asalun as well, aydan, honey. Labanun, halibun, both are meaning milk. One is nowadays used for yogurt milk, and that is, or sour milk, what is labanun. Asirun, juice. But also وأيضا نستخدم اسم الجنس الإفرادي نستخدم اسم الجنس الإفرادية في المعادن in metals. مثلا تقول ذهب, what is gold, فضة, silver. نعم. And on the other side of the divide we have the اسم الجنس الجمعي, and that's something else. Okay, because the اسم الجنس الجمعي is that word where you add a ta marbuta to get the single form. Okay, so دجاج is actually chickens, NS. So if I want to make it single form, I say دجاجة. بقر, cows. To get the single form, I have to add a ta marbuta, بقرة. Okay. خبز is bread, and one piece of bread is خبزة, like one round bread, depending on the type of bread you have in the country. I'm not talking about one loaf, I'm talking about one bread is خبزة. So bread is خبز. إذن اسم الجنس الجمعي هو الذي يدل على الجمع, is the noun that indicates plural form. I have said غالبا, mostly, بين قوسين, and there's a reason for that. So the اسم جنس جمعي, it indicates plural almost always. There are some exceptions. Okay. ويكون مفرده بزيادة التاء المربوطة, and its single form is with the adding of a تاء المربوطة. Okay. صحيح, it's correct, أن اسم الجنس الجمعية, that the اسم الجنس الجمعي يطلق أيضا على جنس, that it also indicates, depending on the context, it indicates a gender دون تحديد الكمية, without specifying the amount. And here I give you a few examples where the اسم الجنس الجمعي is actually not a plural. تقول أكلت دجاجا, you say أكلت دجاجا. I ate chicken. Okay. This ta is a mistake, it should be a dal. فقد. فقد يكون, it should be جزءا, so the ta becomes a dal. جزءا with an alif, with two fatha on the hamza على السطر and an alif after the hamza على السطر. So it might be just a part. جزءا من الدجاجة, just maybe one chicken leg. Okay. وقد يكون ثلاث دجاجات, it might be 3 chickens مثلا, for example. So the اسم جنس جمعي, yes, it's a plural noun, but also it's a general noun. It's just, for example, أكلت دجاجا, I ate chicken. It doesn't say in this context the amount of chicken you ate. It might be just a half chicken, lesser than 1 chicken, and it's still اسم جنس جمعي. Okay. وتقول, you said أكلت البقرة, I ate cow, and cow meat. وإذا أردت, and if you want, رفع اللبس, you can also say رفع الالتباس. What does that mean? رفع اللبس or رفع الالتباس. If you want the removal of confusion, okay, then you would say بقرات, cows, because بقرات can only be 3 or more cows. دجاجات, it's only 3 or more. As for دجاج, it might be 3 or more, and also might be a very little, lesser than one cow or 1 chicken. Anyway, واسم الجنس الجمعي يكون غالبا في الحيوانات. The اسم الجنس الجمعي is mostly in animals, والنباتات and plants, والفواكه and fruits. تقول نخل, palm trees. Here it's really plural, because one is نخلة. Here, yes, نخل is 3 or more. تفاح, apples. المفرد تفاحة. نخلة تفاحة. The only issue with تفاح, we get again, I'm getting you back now to the subject of context. Because if you say أكلت تفاحا, I ate apple, it might be just a fourth of one apple, a half apple. So it's just the jins, the gender. I ate the sort. I mean the sort. I ate apple and not an orange. So it might be just you can use it as a single form. You can say not a single form. You can use it as a gender without specifying. You can use it as a sort without specifying the amount. If it's one apple, you say تفاحة. أكلت تفاحة, meaning one full apple. برتقال, والمفرد برتقالة. So if you say أكلت برتقالا, I ate orange, it doesn't say how. It doesn't really say how much. Okay. عنب, grapes, عنبة. تمر, تمرة. سمك, سمكة. بقر, بقرة. دجاج, دجاجة. As you can see, you find it in fruits, you find it in animals, نعم, and in plants. إلى آخره, etc. وهناك سؤال, there's a question, وهو متى نستخدم كلمة زيوت? When do we use the word زيوت, oils? Because زيوت is plural of زيت, جمع زيت. نستخدمها للتنويع فقط. We only use it to show that there's a divert of oil. There are different types of oil. Okay, so we don't use it as a plural. لا نستخدم زيوتا للكثرة, not to show the amountness. Okay. So مثلا تقول على لافتة الدكان عبارة, on the دكان is a shop, on the billboard or the signboard above the فوق الدكان, above the shop, is the عبارة, is the phrase written هنا تباع الزيوت. Here oils are being sold. So when you go inside, you find olive oil, you find vegetable oil, you find different oils. Okay. You find maybe coconut oil, you find almond oil, etc. أو تقول, or you say أستخدم أنواعا مختلفة من الزيوت. What is? I use different types of oils. So here there are different types of oils. Otherwise you would just say زيتون if it's one type. سأقف هنا إن شاء الله، وإلى درس قادم إن شاء الله. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك، أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت، أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.